It was the 17th century. The Mughal had already cast its shadow across the Indian subcontinent, devouring kingdoms one by one. But in the heart of Rajasthan, a kingdom stood resilient to the Mughal conquest. A kingdom built upon the blood and bones of legendary warriors who refused to kneel. And that kingdom was Mewar, ruled by the Rajput Sisodias who would burn their kingdom than bow. During the reign of Maharaja Ratan Singh I, the kingdom of Mewar stood as the last bastion of Rajput pride, an unyielding thorn in the ambitions of the Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb. Yet, Aurangzeb tried everything to bring Mewar to her knees. Amid this mounting threat, Maharana Ratan Singh I rallied the defenders of Mewar. Among these warriors was Ratan Singh, a warrior born of the mountains and bound by an oath of honor. With this time, when the clamor of war drums echoed in the distance, Ratan Singh's thoughts waged a far deadlier battle within. As the commander of Mewar, his duty was clear: defend his homeland. But his heart was filled with her, his woman, his wife, his Hadi Rani. It was merely days ago, him and Hadi Rani exchanged vows of love and loyalty in a wedding that was celebrated across Mewar. Her laughter still echoed in his ears. Her touch still lingered on his hands. Could he leave her behind to march into the jaws of death? Could he abandon the warmth of her presence for the cold embrace of war? Yet Ratan Singh had to take his sword and join the war. Caught between love and honor, Ratan Singh wore his armor and charged into the battle. The war was long and unending. The thought of Hadi Rani alone in the palace tore at his soul. And in one such moment of longing, he sent his servant to see Hadi Rani and bring a word of encouragement from her. Carrying the request from Ratan Singh, his servant reached the palace of Hadi Rani. Hearing what Ratan Singh has requested, she realized how torn he was between his love for her and his duty to his homeland. And she looked at her kingdom that lay prosperous before her. To her, nothing was greater than the honor of Mewar, not even their newly kindled love. And in that moment, she realized why her husband's mind wavered. It wasn't weakness. It was the burden of caring too much. But that burden should not weigh him down, not on a battlefield. She turned to his trusted servant. "Take whatever I give it to you, to my husband. Let him see it and remember his duty." As the servant nodded to her command, Hadi Rani reached for her sword. There was no hesitation, no second thought. In a single decisive moment, she severed her own head as a token, a gift. She believed her death would remind him that Mewar's freedom was worth any sacrifice, even hers. Across the hills that shielded Mewar, the war between Mewar and Mughals was raging and roaring. Yet Ratan Singh was in his tent awaiting word from his beloved Rani. And into that tent, the trusted servant of Ratan Singh returned carrying a silver plate shrouded in a cloth. Ratan Singh turned to him, his battle-hardened eyes narrowing as a sense of fear crept in, and the servant removed the cloth. There, on the plate, was the severed head of Hadi Rani, his wife, his love, his anchor. In that instant, Ratan Singh was struck by a tidal wave of emotions. Grief tore through him. Anguish and guilt followed close behind. But beneath it all, there burned a flame of realization in him that she had understood his struggle and she had chosen for him. Sacrificing herself, she had unchained him to do what he was born to do, protecting Mewar. With Hadi Rani's sacrifice burning like an inferno in his heart, Ratan Singh roared into the battle, her severed head tied around his neck like a grim, sacred talisman. For a moment, both armies stood frozen in terror. The Mughal ranks faltered, their courage shattered beneath the weight of his fury. For in the eyes of the invaders, Ratan Singh was no longer a mere man. He was an unchained beast, unleashed upon the battlefield with a wrath that seemed to match that of the gods themselves. Shaken by Ratan Singh's wrath and Mewar's fearless defiance, the Mughals were too rattled to challenge the kingdom again anytime soon. Yet, victory brought no solace to Ratan Singh. His heart, already shattered, could not bear the loss of his beloved Hadi Rani. Unable to imagine a life without her, Ratan Singh unsheathed his sword one final time and ended his life, choosing to join Hadi Rani in death rather than endure the unbearable emptiness of a world without her. Hadi Rani's sacrifice and Mewar's fierce resistance left the Mughals so shaken that it took decades before they dared to attempt an invasion again. Even when they did, Rajputs preserved their autonomy, refusing to fully bow to Mughal power, leaving the legacy of Hadi Rani and Ratan Singh into the tale of legend for generations to come.